peace. Peace is one word, but it carries an important meaning. A state of harmony in the absence of hostility and violence, which in simple terms means everyone is getting along and there's no fighting or hurting each other. People are living in harmony and getting along with each other, without any violence, while problems are solved calmly and not through conflict. It sounds nice, right? Is it possible? Probably not. Throughout human history, we solve conflicts through violence and war. Leaders corrupted by greed start wars over other countries' materials like oil or gold, and it causes more violence and bad relationships, which make it very easy to go to war again. It isn't just a war that makes peace unachievable, although it's a very big part. Violence has been labeled as human nature. Many people cause violence to other people they disagree with or had a verbal fight turning into a physical one. The cause for violence is negative emotions, which includes fear, anger, pain, and frustration. All human emotions that many people can't control. It's all natural. People think that causing violence will make them feel better when they are feeling negative, so they cause violence to make themselves feel better in an act of selfishness. But it's human nature. When you feel those negative emotions, you try to do anything to escape it, even if it means causing violence. Because us as humans are selfish. Not only does anger and sadness cause it, but also being stressed. That is one of the biggest parts in violence. It can make people more annoyed, more aggravated, which can result in violence very easily. When you are annoyed or aggravated, you aren't thinking right. And if someone bugs you or makes you feel a certain way, it can, and most of the time will, lead to verbal violence or even physical violence. Now, I'm not saying chief isn't achievable. Many people are good at holding down their emotions and not causing violence. I'm just saying that the majority of people don't have that strength and will go out and cause violence. There will always be violence, but there can be ways to make sure there's less violence, which will result in more peace. I don't believe total peace is achievable, mainly due to human history and impulses of negative emotion and human emotion. Now, talking about this, it brings up the question, is a world without war achievable? This is a complicated question due to the history of war and reasons of war. Given human nature and our history, it seems a world without war is an impossible task, unfortunately. War has existed for at least 10,000 years due to competition for resources and territory, ideological and religious conflicts, and political struggles for power. As society evolved and became more complex, war turned into organized warfare, driven by a mix of economic, political, social, and even religious motives. It seems that from our history we can't learn from our mistakes, and we can't backpedal to stopping something that our species have been doing for tens of thousands of years. Not only for that reason, but because there is always somebody who wants more power. And even if war is banned, these people who want and crave more power, they will try to gain more power and more land, and who disagrees with somebody else's views and ways, and will probably start a war due to the other side defending themselves from the violence and to protect their land and dignity. This brings up another question. Is war ever justified? In my opinion, I believe that war is justifiable if you are acting in self-defense or if another leader threatened you or your people with war or violence. A lot of people would disagree with this stance on war and violence. These people are called pacifists. Pacifism is a broad label, but the direct definition from the Oxford Dictionary states that pacifism is, and I quote, the belief that any violence, including war, is unjustifiable under any circumstances, and that all disputes should be settled by peaceful means, end quote. This means that any form of violence, verbal, physical, war, and even self-defense, is unjustifiable, and any sort of conflict or confrontation should be settled in peace and mature conversation. I personally disagree with this outlook. For the most part, I agree, but I believe that every person has the right to self-defend themselves or people close to them. Like if someone's threatening people close to them, they can act out in their defense. My reasoning isn't because I think violence is okay. I believe the complete opposite, actually. But I know a majority of rational reasoning. And many people won't listen. Some mentally ill people, they aren't thinking straight. Some people are just in complete rage and out of it. And some people only care about themselves and won't listen to peaceful conversations. Don't get me wrong, there are very few circumstances where I would harm or even kill somebody in self-defense. The only situation I can think of where I would kill someone in self-defense is if somebody held a gun to me or one of my friends or family members threatening to kill one of us. That's when I would kill somebody to protect myself and people close to me. I believe my decision is justifiable because I wouldn't just let somebody shoot me or shoot someone close to me. I am in danger, so I need to protect myself from a violent person holding a gun. In this situation, it's pretty much kill or be killed, because trying to have a mature conversation with a threatening person with a gun 99% of the time won't end well for you. Now, I want to loop back, like in the beginning, to why a world with peace doesn't seem possible. In today's world, there is one huge part that causes violence that the world before didn't have, and nothing is called social media. It's no secret that people are addicted to social media. The main reasons being that it triggers the brain's reward system with dopamine through likes, shares, and notifications. The platforms are also designed with features like personalized algorithms, infinite scrolling, and FOMO, which stands for fear of missing out, to keep users engaged and coming back for more. The reason why social media is so dangerous is due to the amount of violence shown on these apps. There is essentially no restrictions on violent videos showed on social media. It won't allow you to see someone's death, but it does allow you to see people being kicked, punched, beat up, robbed, and so many other violence without any filters. This isn't only dangerous and desensitizing to teens and adults, but also to young children. I've seen many parents let their children use social media without looking at what their kid is watching, and this is because most parents think that social media is filtered and kid friendly. That's not always the case though. Young children may watch one violent video and think that it's cool, and they watch another. Then after that, their personalized feed that social media apps use to make you interested by showing you things that are in the same category that you've watched or seen before will show you violent videos since you've shown that you are interested in that type of content. Many children are growing up watching violent videos, and the parents don't even know it. And this brings up a huge issue. Children under the age of 13 watching violent videos all day will grow up thinking that violence is normal and okay. They will be desensitized that violence won't even affect them. So once they become a teenager, and even adults, they could do some really bad things and not feel any shame about it. Instead of watching Teletubbies growing up, many children are growing up watching violent videos. And this is a terrible thought, but it is reality for most children. Not only does it make it dangerous to individuals, but also to the world. Because these children will become adults one day. They will become leaders one day. And if all of them are exposed to violent videos growing up, this will make peace even harder to achieve, since they will be desensitized to violence, and in return will cause violence, since they think that is normal. We need to start pushing peace and limit the amount of violence shown on social media apps and in real life to ensure the safety of our future as humans. To be able to have peace, we as a culture need a transformation of our widespread attitudes and tendencies towards violence. Even today, many people believe that violence is moral to do, and that it's the only way to make people listen to what they are saying and to gain attention. Most people have been desensitized from violence from social media and from seeing it happening in front of them. Many people aren't afraid to commit violence due to minimal punishment and low effort from law enforcement. To be able to start the transformation of peace, social media owners and influencers must stop showing violence and making music about committing violence. There needs to be stricter and enforced laws on anti-violent videos and lyrics on social media. I'm going to bring up a stat. The average person spends 95 minutes on TikTok a day. That is possibly hundreds of videos a day. And that's not even taking account other social media apps that they might be using as well. That's only TikTok. Due to morbid curiosity, many people's TikTok feeds are only violent videos. I've seen it from my friends. It's all violence. It's all people fighting each other. This can be a big problem due to desensitization And it will make people not think about what they're doing is wrong, since violence seems normal to them, since that's all they see all day. It can even seem cool to commit violence from watching influencers be violent and from listening to popular music and music videos including violence in them. There needs to be stricter laws on violent videos and music shared to social media and in the music industry. Not only do these laws need to be stricter, the actual law and law enforcement themselves need to be stricter on violence. A lot of people aren't afraid to commit violence, as many cases involving violence have minimal punishment due to hundreds of other cases also involving violence. And it honestly doesn't seem bad anymore to most people, because that's all they see and report all day. We need influencers, social media owners, law enforcement, and world leaders to all start the path to peace and end the desensitization to violence and make people afraid of punishment from committing violence. Ultimately, we need stricter laws, more effort from law enforcement, stricter rules for social media apps, stricter rules for music lyrics and music videos. And we need our world leaders to start the peace so in the future their guidance of peace will stick with our world. Total peace doesn't seem possible at the moment. But what we need to do is take one baby step at a time. And hopefully one day we will achieve a world without war and violence. Thank you.